So, would it be fair to say that Demon Slayer is one of the big three of this generation? Well, let's find out through some evaluations.
Well, look, I just put up a manga panel up on the screen. Is YouTube going to shut down my video? Well, find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Jokes aside, let's take a look into Demon Slayer. So, Demon Slayer, just like any other shonen of this generation, has typical elements borrowed from previous generation shonen manga. For example, protagonists having cliché idealisms. What else? Oh yes, the art style. Let's not forget the art style. And yes, there's also the way people tend to die in shonen manga in general. Always with those motivating words and something to do with the main protagonist, although at times there are some certain characters or villains, antagonists, that will actually go the unfashioned way when it comes to their last words. I mean, you don't always want Zabuza, confessing the way he felt about Haku in the last moment. But hey, it's a shonen thing. Demon Slayer has this very Bleach-esque vibe to it. This whole, supernatural kind of vibe, which I very much like. I mean, it's not often that I get attracted to any anime with a supernatural theme or anything, but when it comes to a shonen, anime like Bleach, D-Gray Man, and especially Demon Slayer, it seems to execute it well despite having these shonen-esque flaws. For example, around like chapter 90 or so, in the Red Light District arc, the way they handled the antagonist of the Red Light District arc was actually not so bad. I thought it was done pretty well. Despite, of course, having those cliche shonen moments. I mean, it's a shonen, of course. I mean, the more you grow up with a shonen, the more likely you are to spot the flaws it has. And that is okay because a shonen is mostly meant for young kids. For kids in their preteens or early teens. When you're reaching adulthood, shonen is not really for you. That's the argument I hold. You could however argue that writers, or well, mangakas in this case, should do a better job to enhance their writing. But you also have to realize that teens are very idealistic, therefore they must stick with this tone. However, that does not mean that I'm going to spare it. I'm still going to criticize it for what it is, and that is fine as well. Yay! Goku finally beats Frieza after 50 fucking episodes! Tanjiro, surprisingly, isn't a bad shonen protagonist so far. I mean, I'm on chapter 105 of Demon Slayer, and from what I've seen so far, he's not a snobby protagonist, and he doesn't by any means have that idiotic attitude, or that dumb snot idiotic shonen character in him. He's very smart. And I think only a few shonen anime or manga can really pull that off. I mean, of course, you can consider those ecchi, harem, or isekai manga, or anime, but I don't really want to count them into this particular category. World building and setting are fine. I don't have much to say about them. I mean, in every shonen anime, they always try to pull off a nice world building and a nice setting. They are always fine. I mean, it's just that you have to make sure it flows well with your plot and your theme. That's where it really matters. Apart from what I said in the beginning of this video, I won't complain much about the art style. I'm not good at art myself, so I don't think I should be grumbling that much about the art style, but it's not the best. Of course it's not the best. I mean, it feels like the earlier days of One Piece. That's what it feels like. I mean, that may be a very, very unfair comparison, but that's what it feels like. I'll give the mangaka some more time, and let's see if his art style develops over the years or over the chapters. I don't think I need to even explain myself for this part. This should be pretty much self-explanatory. Kaijura, Nami Nakagawa, Lisa. My god, that is such an awesome collaboration. My f***ing god. I'm just so glad that Ufotable Unlimited Blade Works adapted this manga. And it very much does it justice. I mean, it's Ufotable we're talking about. Maybe they've had some setbacks here and there from time to time, but hey, at least Ufotable has Demon Slayer. And this is where I must mention that the pace of this anime is just as good as the pace of the manga. It is not that bad at all. And I think that's a very good feature of any shonen, to be honest. I mean, if you have to filler up your shonen anime, or just any anime or manga in general, that is just plain boring. You wouldn't want that. And that's why I think no studio should even attempt to make long-ass anime to begin with. Take breaks in between, like Attack on Titan is doing, except we don't talk about that. Now towards the verdict. Is Demon Slayer one of the big three of this generation, or should it be considered one? And here's the verdict, ladies and gentlemen. The recent sales in Japan have shown enough justification to prove that Demon Slayer is indeed one of the big three of this generation. It has exceeded One Piece in sales this year in Japan alone. So I think that's saying something about Demon Slayer popularity-wise. So I'd say it is one of the big three of this generation. And who would be the other ones of this generation? There's Demon Slayer. So who would be the other two? Black Clover? Dr. Stone? Boku no Hero Academia? What else shonen would be there to compete with Demon Slayer on being part of the big three of this current generation? Well, that concludes the video. What do you guys think of it? Do you disagree with it? Do you agree with it? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you disliked it, make sure to hit the dislike button. And if you have any suggestions, be sure to leave them in the comments. I'll be seeing you all in a millennium. Peace out.